So, deportations by the US are organized and executed by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE authorities. The standard operating procedure for deportation by aircraft used by ICE, that is effective from 2012. I repeat, that is effective from 2012, provides for the use of restraints. However, we have been informed by ICE that women and children are not restrained. Further, the needs of deportees, including during transit, related to food and other necessities, including possible medical emergencies, are attended to. During toilet breaks, deportees are temporarily unrestrained if needed in that regard. This is applicable to chartered civilian aircraft as well as military aircraft. There has been no change, I repeat, no change from past procedure for the flight undertaken by the US on 5 February 2025. Honorable Chairman, sir, we are, of course, engaging the US government to ensure that the returning deportees are not mistreated in any manner during the flight. At the same time, the House will appreciate that our focus should be on strong crackdown on the illegal migration industry, while taking steps to ease visas for the legitimate traveler. On the basis of information provided by returning deportees about the agents and others involved, law enforcement agencies will take necessary preventive and exemplary actions. I thank you.
One second. Please take your seat. Honorable members, take your seat. Will you take your seat? The House has to be run on some rules.
Yes, sir.
Your leaders are aware of it.
Sir, I am aware.
Please take your seat. Your party has not given your name. Honorable members, under Rule 251, a statement may be made by a minister on a matter of public importance with the consent of the chairman, but no question shall be asked at the time of the statement is made. 1 second. Have some patience. Don't jump the gun. My permission was taken by the Honorable External Affairs Minister to make the statement today. There was a request from the leader of the opposition, and that was agreed by the Parliamentary Affairs Minister and leader of the House, that looking to the public sentiment and need for clarity, some brief interventions may be allowed. I examined the request that came from both sides, and I took the call that I'll be making a departure that will not graduate to a precedent, and I would urge the members whose names have come to me to make brief interventions up to 3 minutes. I call upon Shri Randeep Singh Surjewala. 3 minutes.
शुक्रिया सभापति जी। मौजूदा विषय जो विदेश मंत्री जी ने उठाया, आज राजनीति से ऊपर उठकर भारत माँ का सीना 140 करोड़ भारतीयों का सीना छलनी है। सपने जमी पर, हाथ में हथकड़ी, पांव में जंजीर, स्वाभिमान जो है वो धूमिल होता हुआ। सर, 4 सिंपल क्लैरिफिकेशन माननीय विदेश मंत्री जी से हैं। पहली, क्या सरकार जानती है कि 5 फरवरी को 104 भारतीयों को हाथ में हथकड़ी और पांव में जंजीरें लगाकर, जहां 19 महिलाएं भी शामिल थी, 40 घंटे की यात्रा जिसमें एक टॉयलेट, इस अमानवीय तरीके से उनको जबरन भारत भेजा गया और सरकार चुप्पी साधे रही? क्या सरकार जानती है कि 7,25,000 ऐसे भारतीय हैं जिनको अमेरिका इसी प्रकार से वहां से निकालने की तैयारी कर रहा है, क्या यह व्यवहार एक आतंकवादी या उग्रवादी का व्यवहार है भारतीयों से, या एक मानवीय व्यवहार है? इस पर क्या सरकार टिप्पणी करेगी? दूसरी क्लैरिफिकेशन, सर कितने हजार और भारतीय हैं? हमने वो तो देखे जो हथकड़ी और जंजीरों में बंधकर आए, हमारे भाई बहन और बच्चे, पर कितने हजार ऐसे भारतीय हैं 7,25,000 में से जिन्हें अमेरिका ने डिटेंशन सेंटर में इसी अमानवीय तरीके से बंद कर रखा है, और उनके क्या हालात हैं और क्या उनको आपने काउंसलर एक्सेस दिया है? तीसरी क्लैरिफिकेशन सर, क्या अब की बार ट्रंप सरकार नमस्ते ट्रंप पर 100 करोड़ रुपया खर्च करने वाली, उनके गले पड़ने वाली सरकार ये समझती है कि ये सब 7,25,000 भारतीय इसलिए गए कि 2 करोड़ रोजगार बार बार हर साल देने का वादा करने वाली सरकार न रोटी दे पाई, न अच्छी जिंदगी दे पाई, और मजबूरन पत्नी के गहने रहन करके एक एकड़ जमीन बेचकर अपना मकान गिरवी रखकर ये लोग वहां गए? अब इनके बारे में सरकार क्या करेगी? चौथी क्लैरिफिकेशन सर, I'll close it then.
Thank you.
क्या सर, ओनली लास्ट क्लैरिफिकेशन, जब कोलंबिया जैसा छोटा सा मुल्क और उनकी राष्ट्रपति लाल आंख दिखाकर अमेरिका को अब उनके नागरिकों को बेइज्जत और अपमानित करने के बारे में उनको सही मार्ग दिखा सकता है, तो आप क्यों नहीं? तब जब 1993 में जब हमारे एक डिप्लोमेट के साथ, सर एक लाइन सर, वन लाइन सर,
You made your point.
सर वन लाइन,
Sorry.
विद ड्यू रिगार्ड
देखिए,
सर, जस्ट वन लाइन.
Second, I made a departure,
Yes.
believing in everybody's commitment.
Sir, I defer to everything.
Tiruchi Shiva.
Sir,
No,
just one
nothing.
line
No,
and-
no, no. No. Shri Tiruchi Shiva. I will not. Please, take your seat. You have never done. For a change, obey the chair. Please, for a change. It will be the first of the kind from Shri Tiruchi Shiva. Please. Tiruchi ji, nothing is going on record. Shri Tiruchi Sharma. Shri Tiruchi Shiva.
Thank you, Chairman, sir.
What is this? You are a senior man and still doing it. Can there be a more abuse of a privilege extended?
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Sir, thank you.
Shri Tiruchi Shiva.
Sir, it is not
Sir,
pointing
it is
fingers
intervention.
at anyone.
The honorable member has misunderstood. It is intervention. Please go ahead.
So, honorable member has asked clarification.
I said I allowed interventions. He can ask. Please go ahead.
Chairman, sir, I said it is not pointing fingers at anyone. Just we need some clarifications. We accept that what the External Affairs Minister told, that it is an ongoing process. The deportation of illegal migrants have been happening. But what we have heard now is that the way they have been sent is not in a proper manner. I would like to know whether Indian embassy has been contacted by the US government and have given information that this number of people are going to be deported. And in that case, what was the reaction? And what we hear through media is that these people were handcuffed, they were ill-treated, stranded for more than 14 hours, and it is totally inhuman that nobody will admit, whether the government or us or any human. So they are all Indians. First of all, the deportation should happen in a proper manner. Why it should be an Air Force flight where there will be less comforts, we know very well. And what steps our government has taken, if at all it has been informed, to deport them. How many women were there? How many children were there? And after they have reached India, whether the government has reached out to them to know their experience and have tried to address what has happened. And if anything to be contacted to be with the US government, what are the plans you have? Thank you very much.
Shri Saket Gokhale.
Thank you very much, sir. So I very carefully listened to the Honourable Minister's statement. What baffles me is that the Minister seemed more focused on defending the US deportation policies than the interest of our own citizens. So one thing that stood out in the Honourable Minister's statement is that from the year 2016, the number of deportations of Indians have doubled. 2016, we know which government was in power, that government continues to still be in power. According to a survey by Pew Research Center, sir, 2011, there were 425,000 undocumented Indian migrants in the US. In 2021, that number's gone up by 70% to 725,000. Sir, the US is just one part of it. Prime Minister Modi personally requested the Russian President, Mr. Putin, but there are still Indians who are being forced to serve in the Russian army. They're dying on the borders of Ukraine. They've still not been repatriated to India despite PM Modi's request. I have some very, very pointed questions, so I'm going to keep it short. So as the first we talk, and we hear in this house almost every minister, every member when they speak from the treasury benches, we are the world's 5th largest economy. We are soon going to be 3rd largest. We are a Vishwaguru.
Ask this.
Sir, as a Vishwaguru, I'm asking through you, sir, as a Vishwaguru, are citizens being shackled in chains, their legs being shackled together, being handcuffed, when countries like Colombia, which don't even figure in the top 10, can send an aircraft and bring their citizens back with dignity? What stops our government from sending one aircraft? We don't have a shortage of it.
Thank you.
What stops? No, sir, I have just one. You said 3 minutes, sir. That's all I'm requesting. So why have we not been able to ensure a dignified and humane repatriation of our citizens is number one. And number two, sir, the Honorable Minister made a very important point about undocumented migrants facing a lot of risk. The migrants have gone to the US, have gone through the Darien Gap, through the northern border. Many of them are frozen and died on the northern border as well. So the question is, what process does the ministry have? Because clearly there's economic distress. They're running away from the country for search of better opportunities. What processes do we have? Be it Cambodia, Indians are trapped, made to work in call centers in the US. So how is the ministry, beyond protector of immigrants, which doesn't do much, how is the ministry ensuring that so many Indian citizens don't have to risk their lives to run away from a failing economy and go to other countries illegally, sir? Thank you.
Honorable members, before I call Sanjay Singh, I would urge you that comprehensively issues have been raised by Randeep Singh Surjewala, Tiruchi ji, and Saket also. Avoid repetition. Shri Sanjay Singh.
धन्यवाद मान्यवर। भारत दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा लोकतंत्र है सर, और प्रधानमंत्री जी बार बार अमेरिका से अपनी दोस्ती और रिश्तों को लेके बखान करते हैं। मैं बड़ी विनम्रता पूर्वक आपके माध्यम से पूछना चाहता हूं विदेश मंत्री जी से कि हाथ में हथकड़ी, पैरों में बेड़ी डालकर
रणदीप कह चुके
सर अमानवीय तरीके से उनको भारत लाया गया। मैं अगला सवाल तो पूछ सर, सवाल तो सुन,
एक सेकंड, आई वुड अर्ज द मेंबर्स
सर, सवाल तो सुन लीजिए,
ऑलरेडी मेड दैट पॉइंट,
आगे का तो सुन लीजिए।
ओके, गो अहेड।
लाया गया और लाने के बाद भारत की धरती पर जब उतर गए तो आप भी उनको सम्मान देने के लिए तैयार नहीं। हरियाणा के कैदी वैन में हमारे नागरिकों को ले जाया गया, कैदी वैन में सर, अपनी धरती पे।
पूछिए,
छोड़ दीजिए, क्या अमेरिका ने जो किया उसके साथ तो आप खड़े ही हैं, उसको तो आप बखान कर रहे हैं। हमारी धरती पे उनके साथ कैदी वैन में उनको लाया गया। छोटा सा, जो हमारे और भी लोगों ने पूछा, छोटे छोटे देश अपना जहाज भेज के अपने नागरिकों को अपने अपने देश में ला रहे हैं। क्या भारत के सरकार की आगे योजना है कि आप अपना जहाज भेजेंगे? आप ऑपरेशन गंगा का जिक्र करते हैं यूक्रेन में, आप कोई ऐसी योजना बना रहे हैं अपने नागरिकों को लाने के लिए? अंतिम सवाल सर, 33 इसमें गुजरात के लोग थे, हरियाणा के लोग थे, पंजाब के लोग थे, यूपी के लोग थे। आपसे मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, आपकी धरती पर अमेरिका के सेना का जहाज आ गया और आपको पता तक नहीं चला, आपने जानने की कोशिश तक नहीं की, कि एक टॉयलेट में शर्म करो आप लोग, एक टॉयलेट में 104 लोग अमानवीय तरीके से लाए गए। एक टॉयलेट के इंतजाम में 104 लोग
देखिए
अमेरिका से हिंदुस्तान लाए गए।
सुरजेवाला हैड इन अ वेरी फोकस्ड मैनर आस्क्ड, प्लीज डोंट, वन सेकंड, प्रोफेसर Manoj Kumar Jha, I expect from you,
I will not repeat.
You will add extra.
I assure you,
Mr.
sir.
Has taken note of what has already been said.
I assure you, sir. I'll not repeat any of the points mentioned by any of my colleagues.
Please go ahead.
My first query, explanation from Honorable Minister, sir. It involves us all. The images were worrisome. And that's why you have made a suo motu statement. Because the images were worrisome, a couple of issues to seek from you. How much advance notice that the government of India received for this US deportation?
Yes.
And how many much more are in the pipeline? Number one. Number two, did the Indian embassy or the consulate provide any kind of legal or consulate service sought by them?
Yes.
Or if not at all, what was? What the government is doing about the agents and agencies which openly on their website claim that they'll make you reach your favored destination.
Yes.
And sir, before I conclude, my query is, sir, there might be illegal infiltrators or whatever for US. For us, they are our genuine citizens. हमारे नागरिक हैं, और चूंकि हमारे नागरिक हैं, how does this deportation align with India's broader policy on protecting its citizens abroad? Will the Indian government raise this, particularly the inhuman aspect of it, which scares us all, intimidates us, at a multilateral platform or in a bilateral manner? Thank you very much, sir.
Dr. John Brittas.
You, sir.
John Brittas.
Sir, being a member
Only
of...
new points.
Sir, being the member of a standing committee, that is MEA, please give me 3 minutes.
Sir, don't ask time, make only new suggestions.
Sir, only new. If it is old, please take it off. Sir, is it not a fact that countries like Colombia, Mexico, Brazil...
Now, Dr. John Brittas,
Question,
it is
sir.
fourth time you are reacting. It has been said.
Sir, I am quoting...
Please,
I will only send...
appeal to you.
I will only say new things, sir. My
Professor
question...
Manoj Kumar Jha came up with new points. Come with new points.
My question, only new things, sir. Is it not a fact that New York Times reported that military planes have rarely been used in the past by the US deportation? First question. Second question, Honorable Minister listed about the deportations. In the past, all these deportations the minister referred to, were they undertaken in passenger aircrafts or in military aircrafts? Third, as per the unstarred question on 28/7/2022 on Rajya Sabha, is it not a fact that the minister had said that any violation of immigration laws is brought to our notice, our missions, post abroad, and seek consular access? In this case, were our missions alerted? Were the details provided to our mission? And the fourth question, sir, International Human Rights Convention, India is a signatory to UN human rights treaties. Is it a fact that it emphasizes humane treatment in deportation cases? And the fifth question, sir, the lack of data. As a member of the External Affairs Standing Committee, we have been agitated over the lack of data with regard to the Indians abroad. And the sixth point, sir, illegal agents. Will the government do something to ensure that illegal agencies are busted? Thank you, sir.
Honorable Minister, if you would like to respond.
Sir,
Honorable members, please bear with me. No. All right. Honorable Minister. No. One second. Professor Ram Gopal Yadav, unfortunately there was no input from your side, and therefore I thought...
Sir,
no, that has been covered. Professor Sahab. Professor Sahab,
ये जानना चाहता हूँ।
I urge both the professors to be in the same boat today.
मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से ये जानना चाहता हूँ, ये जो डिपोर्टेशन हुआ है, इससे पहले क्या इस संबंध में आपकी वहाँ के अधिकारियों से बातचीत हुई थी? नंबर 2, जो लोग डिपोर्ट हुए हैं अभी या पहले भी, क्या उनकी वहाँ कोई संपत्ति है? और अगर संपत्ति है तो उसको लाने की क्या व्यवस्था की गई? क्योंकि मेरी जानकारी में है संपत्ति लोगों के पास, बहुत प्रॉपर्टी है, और नाउ दे आर बीइंग डिपोर्टेड। उनकी जो सूची में है उनमें उनमें आप पता कीजिए कि कितने लोगों के पास कितनी संपत्ति है और क्या उस संपत्ति को भारत में लाने की इजाजत दी जाएगी।
Dr. M. Thambidurai. Sir, 1 minute.
Only one point I am raising, sir. As all our members raised, I am also concerned how they treated.
Sir, 1 point. Make the point.
Sending our Indian people. First point, sir, I want to raise whether, sir, Trump has come over the president of India now. Our Indian origin, Lady Kamala Harris fought against her. She lost. I am fearing she is also Indian, also especially Tamil origin lady. So many Tamil people and Indian people are residing in America. Whether any revenge is going to take place in the way to treat our Indian people.
Thank you.
No, this is a serious matter.
You raised the point.
Because our candidate Harris has
raised the point. You have raised a good point. Okay.
Therefore, I want to know whether such kind of
Shri Santosh Kumar
will come.
Shri Santosh Kumar.
I have two clarifications to speak. Number one, Trump will be in power for the coming 4 years. So how many more deportations we are expecting in the coming years? Number one. Number two, there are many households in the US.
One second, please.
There are many households in the US where family members have different legal status. Some of them may be legal, some of them may be undocumented or migrants like that. So do we have any clear-cut data on this family? How many families are like this in US?
Thank you.
And what about the students of US?
Thank you. Shri Sanjay Raut. Briefly, 1 minute.
सर ये हम समझ रहे हैं कि प्रेसिडेंट ट्रम्प हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी के मित्र हैं।
प्रश्न पूछिए।
लेकिन हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी अब यूएस जा रहे हैं, उनका टूर फिक्स हुआ है और उससे पहले मोदी जी वहां पहुंचने से पहले जिस तरह से हमारे लोगों को यहां भेज दिया है, मेरे क्लैरिफिकेशन में मांगना चाहता हूं कि लगभग 18,000 लोग वापस वो भेज रहे हैं। क्या मोदी जी वहां जाकर प्रेसिडेंट ट्रम्प से ये 18,000 लोगों के बारे में कोई सकारात्मक बात करना चाहते हैं?
संजय जी, थैंक यू। डॉक्टर फौजिया खान।
Sir,
1 minute, ma'am.
thank you, sir. Just one query. Sir, is it true that the US President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to cancel student visas for non-citizens participating in protests related to the Israel-Palestine conflict? Is this true that the United States of America, who calls themselves the sole custodian of human rights and democracy, is doing this for protesting? What is India's stand on this?
Thank you. Honorable Minister. No. Honorable Minister. No.
Thank you, sir.
I have given one party. No, sorry. Please. No. Honorable Minister.
Sir, a number of...
No. Honorable Minister.
Yes, sir.
Only Honorable Minister. Please go ahead.
A number of members raised issues which you pointed out were repetitive. So I will answer issue by issue.
Okay.
In some cases, it will reply to multiple members.
Okay.
So the first issue which was raised by Mr. Surjewala, he said, do you know that 104 people were brought back yesterday? Of course we know. We were the people who verified the nationality. We were the people who gave the aircraft clearance for the flight to know. So yes, I know 104 people came back in 2014. I also know that 5 to 7 times that number came back in 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So let us not make out as though this is something which is a new issue. This is an issue which was happening earlier. Second issue, sir. Many people ask me, where did we have consular access to these 104 or others who are in detention? In many cases, sir, consular access, embassy would like to have consular access to any Indian national. But that national has to request consular access. In many cases, they have not requested, so we were not aware. But in every case, we have obtained passport details, we have checked their verification, we have ensured that they are Indians, And we have had contacts to ensure that that is the case. Then, sir, there is the next issue. After their return, are we making an effort, which Honorable Member Tirchi Siva asked? Are we making an effort? Yes. In fact, that is why the authorities have been given instructions, and I would urge Honorable Member Sanjay Singh not to misrepresent that instruction. They have been given instruction to sit with every one of the returnees, find out how did they go to America, who was the agent, how did this illegal industry happen, how can we take precautions so that this does not continue. We have been very, very I would say, sir, sympathetic and solicitous to the predicament of people going. So I do not want the House or the public to have a wrong understanding of how they were received. They have come through a very difficult experience. They were misled by agents. I will come to the action issue after this, sir. Then the question, sir, I think one member raised saying, the numbers went up after 2016. Sir, I was very, very bureaucratically correct. I took a single source.
Sir, what is meant by bureaucratically correct?
Sir, which means I followed a bureaucratic database to ensure that I gave before the House a very, very similar, comparable number from the same database.
So, sir, as a healthy practice, let everyone follow the bureaucratic practice.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Now, sir, what I do want to say, actually, if one looks at the Homeland Security data, sir, the Homeland Security, the American Homeland Security Department has a report about aliens removed by criminal status and country of nationality. For India, actually that number is 860.
I allowed indulgence. No, what is this? You are not listening to the Honorable Minister. No, I am so sorry. Please. Honorable Minister.
Yes, sir.
I'll be careful next time.
Sir.
I'll be careful next time. Take your seat.
Sir,
Honorable Minister.
Homeland Security Department data actually shows prior to 2014, the numbers, their numbers, American numbers were actually close to 1,000. The numbers I have given, sir, as can be seen in the statement, are from the Bureau of Immigration. In many cases, possibly because if they were not issued emergency certificates, they may have been treated differently. Maybe they went to some other country. So I would say we should look at this in a overall manner rather than try to make clever points about which year was a little higher than which year. Then, sir, the issue came about military aircraft being sent. Now, some other members also raised, have military aircraft been sent before? The procedure, sir, is we have looked at deportations for the last 15 years. It is up to the authority of the Immigration Customs Authority to charter an aircraft. It could be a military aircraft, but whichever aircraft comes in, it is under the authority of the ICE. The procedure, whether it was a military aircraft, whether it was a chartered aircraft, was exactly the same. Then the issue came up, sir, was there advance notice given? Sir, the
only what the minister says goes on record. Please go ahead.
Advance notice was given. The advance notice was given, and there was consular access done. We had checked all the procedures. Then, sir, the issue was raised, do they have property? We are not aware that they have property, but if they have anything, we will be responsive to that. We do not, sir, have data on illegal immigrants, and the issue about student visas being cancelled does not apply to immigrants. Thank you, sir.
Beautiful. we can say about the statement of the Honorable Minister is he has been very comprehensive and responded to all issues raised. Shri Abdul Wahab, 5 minutes, not present. Shri Ramji. Sanjeev, okay, you are there? I missed you. Shri Sanjeev Arora will resume to make his address for next 3 minutes.
Sir,
3 minutes.
When my point was interrupted, I was at out-of-pocket expense, which I have already taken care of, and I have mentioned quite a bit that we are on a very higher side as far as out-of-pocket expenses are concerned in our country. Now, sir, coming next on EAMS, there have been 23 new EAMS hospitals.
All right, that is as far as discussion on the entry of those illegal migrants, the deportees into India is concerned. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishakar responding there to the questions and the need to address the public on a matter of importance. He said that India is opposed to illegal migration, that India and US share deep ties which involve people-to-people ties. He also mentioned about the need to discourage illegal movement, and he also said that the process of deportation is not new. Thereupon sharing the number of people who have been deported from 2009 up until 2024. On important pertinent questions, he further answered that the clearance was in fact given by India before those 104 migrants were brought back to India, and since they did not seek consular access, India tried to give them some. There is no data on illegal migrants. However, all the data available as far as those who have been deported back to India, military aircraft has been used in the past. And that, of course, is the big story we continue to track here on News9. More news and updates will continue on the other side.
And I'm falling for you like crazy. Oh, boom, boom. Every heartbeat is only for you. Every breath, every moment with you. Shall we do it again? My heart goes boom.
Unlimited Love. Bookings open on 14th February.
अब दिल्ली वालों ने ठान लिया है कि इस बार बदलाव करना है. बोलिए जय.
So you can hear what the BJP workers here have to say.
जब ये कहते हैं मोदी काम नहीं करने दे रहे हैं, तो हम मोदी जी को ही जिता लेते हैं. आपको काम करना नहीं, सिर्फ रोना है.
वहाँ से लोग आते हैं, उनको लगता है बैरिकेड है, बंद है, वो वहीं से घूम के वापस जा रहे हैं.
Gaurav Bhardwaj alleging that some things are being done in Aam Aadmi Party strongholds to slow down the voting.
No one to care for the government employees.
इससे बेहतर है दिल्ली में भी हमारे पास बीजेपी हो, ताकि काम को जो है गति मिल सके.
People here in the particular constituency are looking forward to good governance.
Message to the people of the national capital is great that you have exercised your responsibility.
This is Kabir Naqvi.
This is Riya Kundu.
This is Yash Goel.
Reporting for News9.
For News9.
For News9.
Of our deepening ties with the United States. Indeed, more than any other relationship, mobility and migration has had a key role to play in enhancing its quality. Sir, the House would also share the view of the government that it is in our collective interest to encourage legal mobility and discourage illegal movement. In fact, illegal mobility and migration has many other associated activities also of an illegal nature. Moreover, those of our citizens who have been inveigled into illegal movement themselves become prey to other crimes. They are trapped into both moving and working under inhumane conditions. Members are aware that unfortunately there have even been fatalities in the course of such illegal migration. Those who have returned have also testified to their harrowing experiences. Mr. Chairman, sir, it is the obligation of all countries to take back their nationals if they are found to be living illegally abroad. This is naturally subject to an unambiguous verification of their nationality. This is not a policy applicable to any specific country, nor indeed one only practiced by India. It is a general accepted principle in international relations. Sir, honorable members would be aware that the process of deportation is not a new one. I repeat, not a new one, and has been ongoing for several years. I would like to share with the House details of deportation from the United States since 2009. Their numbers, years-wise, as available with our law enforcement authorities, is as follows. 2009, number of deportees 734. 2010, 799. 2011, 597. 2012, 530. 2013, 515. 2014, 591. 2015, 708. 2016, 1303. 2017, 1024. 2018, 1180. 2019, 2042. 2020, 1889. 2021, 805. 2022, 862. 2023, 617. 2024, 1368. 2025, 104. So, deportations by the US are organized and executed by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE authorities. The standard operating procedure for deportation by aircraft used by ICE, that is effective from 2012. I repeat, that is effective from 2012, provides for the use of restraints. However, we have been informed by ICE that women and children are not restrained. Further, the needs of deportees, including during transit, related to food and other necessities, including possible medical emergencies, are attended to. During toilet breaks, deportees are temporarily unrestrained if needed in that regard. This is applicable to chartered civilian aircraft as well as military aircraft. There has been no change, I repeat, no change from past procedure for the flight undertaken by the US on 5 February 2025. Honorable Chairman, sir, we are, of course, engaging the US government to ensure that the returning deportees are not mistreated in any manner during the flight. At the same time, the House will appreciate that our focus should be on strong crackdown on the illegal migration industry, while taking steps to ease visas for the legitimate traveler. On the basis of information provided by returning deportees about the agents and others involved, law enforcement agencies will take necessary preventive and exemplary actions. I thank you.
One second. Please take your seat. Honorable members, take your seat. Will you take your seat? The House has to be run on some rules.
Yes, sir.
Your leaders are aware of it.
Sir, I am aware of this.
Please take your seat. Your party has not given your name. Honorable members, under Rule 251, a statement may be made by a minister on a matter of public importance with the consent of the chairman, but no question shall be asked at the time of the statement is made. 1 second. Have some patience. Don't jump the gun. My permission was taken by the Honorable External Affairs Minister to make the statement today. There was a request from the leader of the opposition, and that was agreed by the Parliamentary Affairs Minister and leader of the House, that looking to the public sentiment and need for clarity, some brief interventions may be allowed. I examined the request that came from both sides, and I took the call that I'll be making a departure that will not graduate to a precedent, and I would urge the members whose names have come to me to make brief interventions up to 3 minutes. I call upon Shri Randeep Singh Surjewala. 3 minutes.
शुक्रिया सभापति जी। मौजूदा विषय जो विदेश मंत्री जी ने उठाया, आज राजनीति से ऊपर उठकर भारत माँ का सीना 140 करोड़ भारतीयों का सीना छलनी है। सपने जमी पर, हाथ में हथकड़ी, पांव में जंजीर, स्वाभिमान जो है वो धूमिल होता हुआ। सर, 4 सिंपल क्लैरिफिकेशन माननीय विदेश मंत्री जी से हैं। पहली, क्या सरकार जानती है कि 5 फरवरी को 104 भारतीयों को हाथ में हथकड़ी और पांव में जंजीरें लगाकर, जहां 19 महिलाएं भी शामिल थी, 40 घंटे की यात्रा जिसमें एक टॉयलेट, इस अमानवीय तरीके से उनको जबरन भारत भेजा गया और सरकार चुप्पी साधे रही? क्या सरकार जानती है कि 7,25,000 ऐसे भारतीय हैं जिनको अमेरिका इसी प्रकार से वहां से निकालने की तैयारी कर रहा है? क्या यह व्यवहार एक आतंकवादी या उग्रवादी का व्यवहार है भारतीयों से, या एक मानवीय व्यवहार है? इस पर क्या सरकार टिप्पणी करेगी? दूसरी क्लैरिफिकेशन, सर, कितने हजार और भारतीय हैं? हमने वो तो देखे जो हथकड़ी और जंजीरों में बंधकर आए, हमारे भाई बहन और बच्चे, पर कितने हजार ऐसे भारतीय हैं 7,25,000 में से जिन्हें अमेरिका ने डिटेंशन सेंटर में इसी अमानवीय तरीके से बंद कर रखा है, और उनके क्या हालात हैं और क्या उनको आपने काउंसलर एक्सेस दिया है? तीसरी क्लैरिफिकेशन, सर, क्या अब की बार ट्रंप सरकार नमस्ते ट्रंप पर 100 करोड़ रुपया खर्च करने वाली, उनके गले पड़ने वाली सरकार ये समझती है कि ये सब 7,25,000 भारतीय इसलिए गए कि 2 करोड़ रोजगार बार बार हर साल देने का वादा करने वाली सरकार न रोटी दे पाई, न अच्छी जिंदगी दे पाई, और मजबूरन पत्नी के गहने रहन करके 1-1 एकड़ जमीन बेचकर अपना मकान गिरवी रखकर ये लोग वहां गए? अब इनके बारे में सरकार क्या करेगी? चौथी क्लैरिफिकेशन, सर, I'll close it then.
Thank you.
क्या सर, ओनली लास्ट क्लैरिफिकेशन, जब कोलंबिया जैसा छोटा सा मुल्क और उनकी राष्ट्रपति लाल आंख दिखाकर अमेरिका को अब उनके नागरिकों को बेइज्जत और अपमानित करने के बारे में उनको सही मार्ग दिखा सकता है, तो आप क्यों नहीं? तब जब 1993 में जब हमारे एक डिप्लोमेट के साथ, सर, एक लाइन, सर, वन लाइन,
You made your point.
सर, वन लाइन,
Sorry.
with due regard,
देखिए,
सर, just one line.
Second, I made a departure,
yes,
believing in everybody's commitment.
Sir, I defer to everything. Sir,
no,
just
nothing,
one line.
No. No. Sri Tiruchishwa, I will not. Please, take your seat. You have never done. For a change, obey the chair. Please, for a change. It will be the first of the kind from Shri Tiruchi Shiva. Please. Tiruchi ji, nothing is going on record. Shri Tiruchi Sharma. Shri Tiruchi Shiva.
Thank you, Chairman, sir.
What is this? You are a senior man and still doing it. Can there be a more abuse of a privilege extended?
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Sir, thank you.
Shri Tiruchi Shiva.
Sir, it is not.
Sir, it is intervention.
At anyone.
The honorable member has misunderstood. It is intervention. Please go ahead.
Sir, honorable member has asked clarification.
I said I allowed interventions. He can ask. Please go ahead.
Chairman, sir, I said it is not pointing fingers at anyone. Just we need some clarifications. We accept that what the External Affairs Minister told, that it is an ongoing process. The deportation of illegal migrants have been happening. But what we have heard now is that the way they have been sent is not in a proper manner. I would like to know whether Indian embassy has been contacted by the US government and have given information that this number of people are going to be deported. And in that case, what was the reaction? And what we hear through media is that these people were handcuffed, they were ill-treated.
Shortage effect.
Thank you.
What stops? No, so I have just one. You said 3 minutes, sir. That's all I'm requesting. So why have we not been able to ensure a dignified and humane repatriation of our citizens is number one. And number two, sir, the Honorable Minister made a very important point about undocumented migrants facing a lot of risk. The migrants have gone to the US, have gone through the Darien Gap, through the northern border. Many of them are frozen and died on the northern border as well. So the question is, what process does the ministry have? Because clearly there's economic distress. They're running away from the country for search of better opportunities. What processes do we have? Be it Cambodia, Indians are trapped, made to work in call centers. In the US. So how is the ministry, beyond protector of immigrants, which doesn't do much, how is the ministry ensuring that so many Indian citizens don't have to risk their lives to run away from a failing economy and go to other countries illegally, sir? Thank you.
Honorable members, before I call Sanjay Singh, I would urge you that comprehensively issues have been raised by Randeep Singh Surjewala, Tiruchi ji, and Saket also. Avoid repetition. Shri Sanjay Singh.
धन्यवाद मान्यवर। भारत दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा लोकतंत्र है सर, और प्रधानमंत्री जी बार बार अमेरिका से अपनी दोस्ती और रिश्तों को लेके बखान करते हैं। मैं बड़ी विनम्रता पूर्वक आपके माध्यम से पूछना चाहता हूं विदेश मंत्री जी से कि हाथ में हथकड़ी, पैरों में बेड़ी डालकर
रणदीप कह चुके
सर अमानवीय तरीके से उनको भारत लाया गया। मैं अगला सवाल तो पूछ सर, सवाल तो सुन।
एक सेकंड, आई वुड अर्ज द मेंबर्स।
सर सवाल तो सुन लीजिए।
ऑलरेडी मेड दैट पॉइंट।
आगे का तो सुन लीजिए।
ओके, गो अहेड।
लाया गया और लाने के बाद भारत की धरती पर जब उतर गए तो आप भी उनको सम्मान देने के लिए तैयार नहीं। हरियाणा के कैदी वैन में हमारे नागरिकों को ले जाया गया, कैदी वैन में सर, अपनी धरती पे।
पूछिए,
छोड़ दीजिए क्या अमेरिका ने जो किया उसके साथ तो आप खड़े ही हैं, उसको तो आप बखान कर रहे हैं। हमारी धरती पे उनके साथ कैदी वैन में उनको लाया गया। छोटा सा जो हमारे और भी लोगों ने पूछा, छोटे छोटे देश अपना जहाज भेज के अपने नागरिकों को अपने अपने देश में ला रहे हैं। क्या भारत के सरकार की आगे योजना है कि आप अपना जहाज भेजेंगे? आप ऑपरेशन गंगा का जिक्र करते हैं यूक्रेन में, आप कोई ऐसी योजना बना रहे हैं अपने नागरिकों को लाने के लिए? अंतिम सवाल सर 33 इसमें गुजरात के लोग थे, हरियाणा के लोग थे, पंजाब के लोग थे, यूपी के लोग थे। आपसे मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, आपकी धरती पर अमेरिका के सेना का जहाज आ गया और आपको पता तक नहीं चला? आपने जानने की कोशिश तक नहीं की? आपने जानने तक कोशिश नहीं की कि एक टॉयलेट में शर्म करो आप लोग, एक टॉयलेट में 104 लोग अमानवीय तरीके से लाए गए। एक टॉयलेट के इंतजाम में 104 लोग
देखिए
अमेरिका से हिंदुस्तान लाए गए।
सुरजेवाला हैड in a very focused manner asked, please don't. One second. Professor Manoj Kumar Jha, I expect from you.
I will not repeat.
You will add extra.
I assure you,
Mr.
sir.
Taken note of what has already
I
been said.
assure you, sir. I'll not repeat any of the points mentioned by any of my colleagues.
Please go ahead.
My first query, explanation from Honorable Minister, sir. It involves us all. The images were worrisome. And that's why you have made a suo moto statement. Because the images were worrisome, a couple of issues to seek from you. How much advance notice that the government of India received for this US deportation?
Yes.
And how many much more are in the pipeline? Number one. Number two, did the Indian embassy or the consulate provide any kind of legal or consulate service sought by them?
Yes.
Or if not at all, what was? What the government is doing about the agents and agencies which openly on their website claim that they'll make you reach your favored destination.
Yes.
And sir, before I conclude, my query is, sir, there might be illegal infiltrators or whatever for US. For us, they are our genuine citizens. हमारे नागरिक हैं, और चूंकि हमारे नागरिक हैं, how does this deportation align with India's broader policy on protecting its citizens abroad? Will the Indian government raise this, particularly the inhuman aspect of it, which scares us all, intimidates us, at a multilateral platform or in a bilateral manner? Thank you very much, sir.
Valuations can be frothy. Going public is almost like what some of us would like to say is the holy grail, right? IPOs are a trend, not a bubble.
Do secondary markets exist? Answer is absolutely yes, and it's been around for a very long time.
Valuations could be high or low, and valuations may correct over time, but IPOs are here to stay.
It is basically a graduation ceremony of sorts. It is potentially where a startup stops being a startup and starts becoming an enterprise.
The IPO space has just started in the past 24 months. The startup ecosystem has been around for 15 years.
Fundamentally, if you have a strong business and you have predictability of cash flows and you can actually give with a fair degree of confidence where the business is headed, the market will reward you.
This and more. Streaming on News9 plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
अब दिल्ली वालों ने ठान लिया है कि इस बार बदलाव करना है. बोलिए.
So you can hear what the BJP workers here have to say.
जब ये कहते हैं मोदी काम नहीं करने दे रहे हैं, तो हम मोदी जी को ही जिता लेते हैं. आपको काम करना नहीं, सिर्फ रोना है.
वहाँ से लोग आते हैं, उनको लगता है बैरिकेड है, बंद है, वो वहीं से घूम के वापस जा रहे हैं.
Gaurav Bhardwaj alleging that some things are being done in Aam Aadmi Party strongholds to slow down the voting.
No one to care for the government employees. इससे बेहतर है दिल्ली में भी हमारे पास बीजेपी हो ताकि काम को जो है गति मिल सके.
People here in the particular constituency are looking forward to good governance.
Message to the people of the national capital is great that you have exercised your responsibility.
This is Kabir Naqvi.
This is Riya Kundu.
This is Yash Goel.
Reporting for News9.
For News9.
For News9.
खेला होगा हर नहले पे दहला होगा. ये बड़ा है, स्टेज बड़ा है, पूरा भारत साथ खड़ा है. साथ खड़ा है.
With that, we begin this very bulletin now with our story that's coming in from down south. This is from the state of Kerala that we just flagged, even in the headlines. Tension prevails at the Kerala University Senate House campus at Palayam after police arrested SFI workers who were staging a protest and a blockade of the main gate. Now, the SFI workers are on a protest against the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Mohanan Kundumal's refusal to issue a notification constituting the university union. Now, the Vice Chancellor had earlier ordered removal of the protest pandal put up in the varsity headquarters, but the protests continued nonetheless. On Tuesday, the Vice Chancellor had issued a show-cause notice to the registrar for not removing the protest pandal. SFI workers erected a banner at the university entrance likening the Vice Chancellor to RSS Supremo Mohan Bhagwat. Police arrived at the Senate House campus on the directions of the university authorities, leading to quite a tense situation to develop, as can be seen. Water cannons being used against these protesters right at the main gate of the very Senate House that we are speaking of. Well, these are the latest that we're bringing to you. Tensions prevailing at the Kerala University Senate House campus. And remember, the entire protest is what we see, something that's been intensifying since Wednesday itself. SFI workers had erected the banner at the university entrance and they engaged in a scuffle with the police then as well, lay in front of police vehicles carrying their leaders earlier. Few SFI workers were also seen climbing atop the police vehicle in protest. However, the police had then managed to open the gate and take away the protesters. Right now, these are the latest updates from this very story. Let me in fact cut across to our colleague Vivek Narayanan, who brings us the latest from Kerala itself. Vivek, a very good afternoon to you. These are the latest visuals that we're bringing to our viewers out there. And protests with each passing day only seem to be intensifying at this given point with regards to the entire matter that's come up about the Vice Chancellor.
Yes, that's right. Now, in this particular issue, the confrontation between the Vice Chancellor, Mohan Kundumal, and SFI is, deepening or, escalating day by day. Now, one of the major reasons is that, SFI has been demanding that the union list, especially the declaration of the, the union elections, should be made public. It should be given. It should be made out in the public domain, which Mohan Kundumal, the Vice Chancellor, has not, taken into consideration. And this matter now is in the Kerala High Court. Now, also after that, there has been various issues between the Kerala University Vice Chancellor Mohan Kundumal and the SFI. One of which is regarding the, the election of the syndicate members. Now, according to the new UGC rules, it is, the Vice Chancellor's prerogative to declare the syndicate members, and he has done that. And here, state government does not have much role to play. Now, it's on this issue that the SFI and the CPM is now moving against the Vice Chancellor, and they have been protesting outside, the Kerala University office headquarters in Thiruvananthapuram, demanding the list to be published and also to change the syndicate members and to ensure that the government has a say in that. Now, in both these cases, the Vice Chancellor, Mohan Kundumal, has taken a stance that's against, the SFI and the state government, especially the CPM. Now, this confrontation seems escalating. Yesterday, we saw what happened. The protesting, the SFI members who were protesting inside the campus were, taken by the Kerala police. They were confronted by the Kerala police. They were detained, and some of them were, dragged to the bus. And today we are seeing, as we can see on the visuals, SFI activists, raising slogans, and they're trying to get on top of the gate of the Kerala entrance gate, raising black flags and slogans against the Vice Chancellor. Now, the police is trying to intervene in this matter and trying to find a solution. But at this point of time, with the Vice Chancellor making its stance very clear, it looks like the protest will escalate in the coming days, and we need to see where this deadlock can be broken, because this is a very serious issue. Remember, even during the tenure of Arif Mohammad Khan, this issue between SFI and Vice Chancellors, has been escalating on various issues. But even as the Vice Chancellor has changed, the governor has changed, this issue seems to be escalating even further with no solutions at this point of time. Somewhere, either the vice chancellor or the governor or the government should sit on a common platform and try to resolve this issue, or else these kind of protests are expected to continue in the coming days.
Thank you so much, Vivek, for bringing us all those details. We will keep coming back to you to understand the situation as the day progresses. At this given point, these are the latest that's in fact taking place in Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala at this point. Moving on, we bring to you a story that has in fact blown up since early morning today. Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party has now moved an adjournment motion in the Parliament to discuss the issue of the manner in which Indians were being deported to the country. On Wednesday, 104 Indian nationals deported from the US for living illegally arrived in Amritsar aboard a US military C-17 aircraft. On your screens is the very visual that has been released by the US BP chief itself on their platform X. And this is the exact way they were brought in. As you can see, their hands are all tied up, they're cuffed, and so are their feet, which is why they're dragging it along as they were entering the very flight. Now, the deportees included people from Punjab, 30 of them, Haryana 33, Gujarat again 33, 3 from Maharashtra, 3 from Uttar Pradesh and 2 from Chandigarh. And this was the first deportation under President Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration, wherein the deportees underwent questioning and arrangements were made for their return to their hometowns. Now, it was Jaspal Singh, one of the 104 deportees brought to Amritsar on the US aircraft on Wednesday, who said to the news organization PTI first that their hands and legs were cuffed throughout the journey and only unshackled after landing. The 36-year-old from Hardorwal village, Gurdaspur, was apprehended by the US Border Patrol on January 24, and this was the first group of Indian deportees under the Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration. These are the latest details of the story that we are bringing to you since morning. And right now, to discuss this further is the Executive Editor and National Security and Strategic Affairs, Aditya Rajkol, my colleague, who's also joining us on the broadcast. Aditya, you know this is very concerning at this given point. While we all knew about the deportation policy, or rather the deportation program that was to begin and the immigration policy that was to be executed by Donald Trump, but these visuals right there, the way, the situation and the circumstances under which they have been brought back to the country, something doesn't seem right with that, and that is what has been brought out by several of the other parties as well. What exactly is the situation?
Well, Shreya, very concerning visuals coming out right now. What we are putting out on News9 right now are the visuals of the horrific manner in which the 104 illegal immigrants from India were in fact brought in a US military aircraft. This is the first aircraft of the US military C-130J that had landed yesterday in Amritsar, carrying 104 people. Now, the details of this haven't really been given yet by the Indian government or the US government, but the only official statement has just come out. And in fact, you were rightly pointed out that the chief of the US Border Patrol, Michael Banks, has put out this tweet early this morning stating that the US Border Patrol and partners successfully returned illegal aliens to India, marking the farthest deportation flight yet using military transport. This mission underscores our commitment to enforcing immigration laws and ensuring swift removals. If you cross illegally, you will be removed. There is a swift warning coming in from the chief of the US Border Patrol. But one thing is to return the illegal aliens or the illegal immigrants, and the other thing is to treat them in the most inhuman and the bizarre manner. In this instance, we see 104 Indians handcuffed and their legs chained completely, and they're walking towards that C-130J, and for that entire journey of close to 8 to 10 hours, they were completely handcuffed in the most bizarre and inhuman manner. The question is, will the Indian government really protest this? Will the Indian government raise this at the highest level, that yes, we are ready to accept our illegal aliens, our citizens who illegally crossed into the United States, but there needs to be a dignity of human life, dignity to humans that need to be given. Also, what we need to keep in mind is that these are not hardened criminals. Yes, their fault was to illegally enter, but for that they are being illegally, in the most legal manner, removed now and accepted in their home country. then why chain them? Why chain them through this entire journey is the biggest question, really. In other instances, there are countries that have sent their own flights and aircrafts to take care of these illegal immigrants. But in this instance, there's the US military that has perhaps paid for this entire journey. And that's why they have treated them as per their own protocol. But Dr. S. Jaishakar, the External Affairs Minister of India, is likely to speak inside the Indian Parliament and give details of this entire deportation exercise and how long this will be and how many flights are really expected, because earlier numbers had suggested 18,000. There's also an adjournment motion by the Congress leaders as well as the Aam Aadmi Party to discuss this inhuman treatment being given to Indians by the US administration.
Absolutely, Aditya. So what we know so far, towards the end of this week and next week, in fact, from what we know, Prime Minister Modi is to meet Donald Trump, and this will in fact be the first international, leader that Donald Trump will be meeting after taking up his role as the president for the second time in the United States. Are we expecting, or so far are there any, information with regards to whether this topic will be taken up by the Prime Minister directly with the President when he does meet him?
Well, one thing is very clear, Shreya, that for the US government, for the new US administration under Donald Trump, the top two priorities remain trade tariffs as well as illegal immigration. And that's why from day one, he has been signing executive orders, not just against Canada, China and Mexico, but has also threatened tariffs against BRICS nations. For India, there are no tariffs as of now that have been announced, but at the same time, they have also confirmed that there are illegal immigrants, at least 18,000 in number, who India have now accepted, and in the next few weeks, there will be several flights that will be going to India. It's likely that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when he meets Donald Trump, perhaps towards the end of the second week of this month, this would be raised at the White House during that bilateral meeting as to what could be an amicable way, what could be a very dignified manner in which these illegal aliens could be returned to India with utmost respect, with utmost dignity. Apart from that, there will be, of course, give and take. The Trump administration wants more military purchases that India should have from the US's Department of Defense and the US administration. That perhaps will ink several deals and several agreements over the next course of 2 to 3 years. But top priority for India is also to strengthen the strategic partnership with the United States, for which this kind of an undignified return of the illegal aliens will certainly remain a roadblock.
Thank you so much, Aditya, for bringing us all those insights and information with regards to what exactly has happened. Ladies and gentlemen, the entire post, or rather the video, this very video that we're showing to you, has been posted by the Chief Michael W. Banks, the US Border Police Chief, on his Twitter platform. But what is extremely concerning is the way that this particular video has almost been glorified, which says that if you cross illegally, you will be removed. While yes, the immigration policy to be executed is something that was expected, and the Indian government was also looped in for the same, it is this particular inhuman treatment, almost inhuman is what we are calling this at this given point, cuffing their hands and tying their feet, is the particular pressing question at this point as to why treat them in this particular way while they're being brought back to the country, and that too without resistance from any of these 104 passengers and illegal immigrants who were on that very flight. With that, let me take you through some more responses that have come into this very story first.
मैं ये कहूँगी कि बहुत बातें की गई कि मोदी जी, ट्रंप जी बहुत अच्छे मित्र हैं, और मोदी जी ने ऐसे क्यों होने दिया? क्या हम अपना जहाज़ नहीं भेज सकते थे उनको लेने के लिए? इस तरह से क्या इंसानों के साथ बर्ताव किया जाता है कि उनको हथकड़ियाँ पहना के, बेड़ियाँ पहना के भेजा यहाँ पे?
क्या विदेश मंत्री को जवाब देना चाहिए?
हाँ,
विदेश मंत्री को
उनको जवाब देना चाहिए, प्रधानमंत्री जी को जवाब देना चाहिए। ये कोई तरीका है क्या?
सर वो ना इत्थों अहीं ते दुबई भेजा हैगा अज तो कोई 8 महीने पहला। हाँ जी, तो उत्थों मुड़ के बेटे ने आख्या भी मैं गां अमेरिका जाना चाहना, तो मैनू पैसे चाहिए। तो मैं पुत पैसे तो इन्ने आप कर नहीं सकते जिन्ने तू मंग ले। फिर अं कोई पैली बै की, कुछ अं अपने संद उंद वेचे, मझां गावां वेचियां, तो कुछ अं गहने किया 1.5 किला था, 2.5 किले मेरी पैली च 6 कनाल बै करती, 1.5 किला गहने करके, तो अं जिन्ने बच्चे ने पैसे क्या बच्चे नूं देते। तो अं इन्ना कहा मैं पुत जाना आपां कोई गलत राह नहीं चुनना, मैं सेव 1 नंबर च जाना। उन्हें एजेंट कहता भी 1 नंबर च भेजांगे। दुबई का एजेंट ही ना, अपने को बेटे नूं पता उहदे बारे, तो आप जिन्ने पैसे क्या बच्चा पाई गया, अं पाई गए मगरों। ਤੇ ਬੱਚਾ 23 ਤਰੀਕ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਖਿਆ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਲੈਂਡ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗਾ, ਕੰਧ ਟੱਪਣ ਲੱਗਾ। ਤੇ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਕੱਲ ਹੀ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਾਜਸਥਾਨ ਸੀ ਆ ਗਿਆ 에ਅਰਪੋਰਟ ਤੇ।
ਕੀ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲਾਂ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ, ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕੀਤੇ, ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਭੇਜੇ?
ਪੈਸੇ ਤੇ ਸਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੇ ਦੁਬਈ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਉਦੋਂ ਤੇ 5-6 ਲੱਖ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਖਰਚਾ ਆਇਆ ਤੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਇਹਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ 48 ਲੱਖ ਰੁਪਈਆ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਰ ਸਭ ਖਰਚ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮਗਰੋਂ ਹੋਰ ਪੈਸੇ ਨੇ ਮੰਗਵਾਏ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਆ 60 ਪਲੱਸ ਚ ਪਿਆ।
हाँ वापस आ गई, हम कशु जोनता ना था, वापस आ गई। मीडिया वाला आया ने ध्वनि हमें बधुआ तय लगिन तो हम कशु जोनता
पिता तरीके जरे पुत्री घरे परत आवी है।
बस पुत्री मारी घरे आई जाए, बस मारे शांति आवे बस।
देखिए, मैं तो अमेरिका सरकार की इस रवैये से बहुत ही दुखी हूँ। अमेरिका और भारत के बीच में संबंध अच्छे हैं, लेकिन जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने 100 से ज्यादा भारतीय नागरिकों एक मिलिट्री प्लेन पर उन पे पैरों और हाथों पर हैंडकफ चेन लगाकर जिस तरीके से भेजा है, पूरी तरीके से अमानवीय है। और मैं तो आश्चर्यचकित हूं कि आज हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री भारतीय नागरिकों के साथ इतना अपमानजनक व्यवहार हुआ है, वो चुप क्यों है? एमईए क्यों चुप है? जहां तक हमने देखा है कि कोलंबिया जैसा एक छोटा सा देश, उन्होंने पूरा जोर लगाया अमेरिका की सरकार पर जब उनके नागरिकों को वापस भेजा गया, लेकिन हमारी सरकार चुप। तो मुझे बहुत ये आश्चर्यचकित है। मुझे लगता है कि एमईए प्रधानमंत्री को इस पर अपनी बात रखनी चाहिए। हमें याद है कि जब भी अमेरिका की सरकार इतिहास में एक भारतीय डिप्लोमेट के साथ, जब डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी की सरकार थी, तो एक भारतीय डिप्लोमेट के साथ जब अमेरिका में खराब व्यवहार किया तो उसका हमने बहुत ही सख्त जवाब दिया। लेकिन आज 100 से ज्यादा भारतीय नागरिकों को, जहां पे लगभग महिलाओं भी हैं, बच्चों भी हैं, उनके साथ ऐसा व्यवहार हुआ है और प्रधानमंत्री चुप्पी साधे हुए हैं। इसीलिए मैं चाहूंगा कि वो स्पष्टता से अपनी बात रखें।
What is extremely unfortunate is when they were being deported, they were handcuffed and they were made to look like criminals. What was their criminality? And it's a failure of our, I would say, our Prime Minister, our foreign relations with US, for them to be sent out like this. What does it show, in a sense, that these people have not done any crime in the US, but being handcuffed and sent back is extremely unfortunate. I hope they will take it up strongly with America, that this is not how you treat our Indian citizens. All they went to America was for a better life, better job opportunities, and better outcomes. For them to be treated like this was, I think, in bad taste, and I hope that the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, as well as the External Affairs Minister takes it up strongly with America.
I am absolutely anguished at the inhuman treatment which has been meted out to the Indians who've been deported from the United States of America and brought to Amritsar. They are not criminals. They may have illegally entered the United States in search of a better life. The first question which needs to be determined, for which there is no answer so far, has the due process of law, as is available in the United States of America, been followed for their deportation? And number two, if at all they are being deported, why do you need to handcuff them, shackle them for 40 hours, make them eat food with their hands in handcuffs, and going by the accounts available in the newspaper, shackled people have to crawl to the toilet? This is absolutely inhuman and medieval.
एक तो रेमिटेंस का नुकसान भी होगा, दूसरा उनके लिए सरकार क्या करेगी, तो ये इनको देश को बताना पड़ेगा। और फिर ये जो पूरे बीजेपी का हर नेता बोलता है वो मोदी जी ने देश का नाम ऐसा कर दिया, विकसित भारत, क्या क्या सुपर पावर हो गए, ये क्या हो रहा है? फिर ये इस तरह से क्यों उनको एक बेइज्जती से, अनडिग्निफाइड तरीके से उनको लाया जा रहा है? नहीं, अभी मैंने इस पर नहीं छोड़ दिया।
It is very shocking, and I'm unable to see these kind of visuals. And when we see Indians being the way they had been treated, putting with chained, both of their hands being chained, and treated inhumanly from the US administration. And I'm unable to understand what Mr. Modi ji's relationship with Mr. Trump is doing. And Mr. Jaishakar, who wants everybody else that India has been insulted, he keeps on telling it. What about this thing? What about this is not insult? What you are doing as External Affairs Minister? It is very unfortunate that the External Affairs Ministry is keeping mum and is unable to speak a voice against this kind of inhuman treatment to those Indians. We need to understand that if they had gone illegally, deporting is a different issue. That's the country's issues. But treating them with dignity is more important, and Indian government should have intervened and expressed these things. And we hope that the External Affairs Minister makes a statement on this thing.
Well, look, it's not the first time we've had people deported. It's just that the media has suddenly woken up to the story because Mr. Trump has done it perhaps a bit quicker than people expected. But already last year, under the Biden administration, we had over 1,100 Indians being deported back. If you're illegally in the US has a right to deport you. And if your identity as an Indian is confirmed, then India has an obligation to accept you. So in both cases, there really isn't very much debate. However, it wasn't good to hear that they were brought back forcibly in a military plane and handcuffed and so on. That was quite unnecessary. It should have been enough to either put them on a commercial aircraft or a civilian plane and send them back. You can, if you want to do a mass deportation, do civilian charters. That would have been the more humane thing to do. They may, strictly speaking, have broken your laws by coming into your country, but by and large, they have no bad intentions. They're not criminals. They're not convicted of anything else. They're there to make a better life for themselves, which they have done by violating your laws, so you can send them out, no problem. But handcuffing them and putting them in a military aircraft and sending them in this way, I think India should say that this is not entirely advisable.
Well, stories and updates continue on the other side as we slip into a short break. Stay tuned.
Unlimited Life. Bookings open on 14th February.
Your promise is IGI certified. Your ambition is IGI certified. 14-step grading process. 50 years of trust. IGI Trust Certified.
अब दिल्ली वालों ने ठान लिया है कि इस बार बदलाव करना है. बोलिए.
So you can hear what the BJP workers here have to say.
जब ये कहते हैं मोदी काम नहीं करने दे रहे हैं, तो हम मोदी जी को ही जिता लेते हैं. आपको काम करना नहीं, सिर्फ रोना है.
वहाँ से लोग आते हैं, उनको लगता है बैरिकेड है, बंद है, वो वहीं से घूम के वापस जा रहे हैं.
Gaurav Bhardwaj alleging that some things are being done in Aam Aadmi Party strongholds to slow down the voting.
No one to care for the government employees.
इससे बेहतर है दिल्ली में भी हमारे पास बीजेपी हो ताकि काम को जो है गति मिल सके.
People here in the particular constituency are looking forward to good governance.
Message to the people of the national capital is great that you have exercised your responsibility.
This is Kabir Naqvi.
This is Riya Kundu.
This is Yash Goel.
Reporting for News9.
For News9.
For News9.
It's decision time in Delhi.
Will BJP return to power after 26 years?
Can Aam Aadmi Party beat the odds and gain a fourth term?
Will the Congress finally be able to reverse its fortunes in these polls?
An existential battle for all three parties right here in the national capital.
Have freebies corruption and toxic Yamuna set the narrative.
What's the Aam Aadmi's mood in Delhi?
Polls in Delhi, but national impact.
All angles on the Delhi votes covered here.
Covered right here.
Covered here
At News9.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching News9, and at the very top of this segment, we bring to you a story from down south, a rather brutal and horrifying story that's in fact coming from what we learn is Krishnagiri, Tamil Nadu's Krishnagiri, and what we've learned is a 13-year-old student was allegedly sexually assaulted by 3 teachers at a government middle school. This is, as we just mentioned, Tamil Nadu's Krishnagiri, from where this horrifying incident has been flagged. Authorities from the Krishnagiri District Administration and the Child Welfare Department have conducted an inquiry with students of a government middle school in the district where the 13-year-old victim was studying. Now, 3 accused teachers booked under the POCSO Act have been remanded to the police custody for 15 days, is what we had learned initially. Shocking incident comes to light after the headmistress of the school visited the victim at her house following her continuous absence. The headmistress immediately alerted the child line, and all 3 accused teachers of the school have been arrested. Rather concerning, a rather horrifying story that's in fact coming. With that, let me cut across to our colleague Ram Kumar, who's joining us on the broadcast to bring us more details. Ram Kumar, a very good afternoon to you. Help us understand a rather brutal story that we're learning of, a rather horrifying one at that. A minor, 13-year-old girl having been sexually assaulted by 3 teachers. What details are we getting with regards to the very crime that has been committed in the state?
Well, the sacking incident came to light after the headmistress of the school visited the victim, who was absent from January 3rd, and following which an inquiry was done by the school in person by visiting her home. The victim has been provided with, has alleged that 3 of her school teachers have sexually assaulted her. And following that, the school headmistress alerted child helpline and the police. And following up the inquiry, all the 3 teachers have been arrested and booked under POCSO Act. They have been sent to police remand for 15 days. Meanwhile, the victim has been provided with the necessary counselling, and the matter is being investigated. The Krishnagiri District Collector Dinesh Kumar said that all the teachers have been suspended by the District Education Officer, and they have been sent to judicial custody. And meanwhile, the district child safety officer and the education department officials have conducted inquiry with other. They have faced a similar, harassment from the teachers, but the officials have said that none of the other students have faced any such, harassments from teachers. Further investigation is ongoing. And shockingly, this incidents come days after the sexual assault incident that occurred inside the campus of the Anna University.